Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he wants his government to begin peace talks with Lebanon as soon as possible. His comments come as Iran's president warned that Israeli bombing of Lebanon renders peace talks due to take place on Saturday meaningless. Masoud Pezeshkian was speaking amid growing worries about the fragility of the truce agreed yesterday.
The smoke may be clearing at this site of an Israeli airstrike in Beirut, but the fog of war continues to cloud the truce agreed by Iran and the US just yesterday. Tehran and mediator Pakistan say a ceasefire in Lebanon was included in the deal. Israel and Washington say anyone who thinks that is mistaken. What the US sees as a misunderstanding, Iran sees as a grave violation, with growing international calls to include Lebanon in the remit of the agreement.
This escalation is damaging, it's wrong, it's going in the wrong direction. We want the ceasefire extended to cover Lebanon.
Events in Lebanon are also shaping events in the Strait of Hormuz, Iran demanding that the strikes on Lebanon stop before the vital waterway can open fully.
Of course, there are technical restrictions because of the war zone and because of many arrangements that Iran did during the war, during this aggression against Iran. So there are some technical restraints.
Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian warned earlier that peace talks scheduled for the weekend were rendered meaningless if strikes on Lebanon continue. Though moves this evening by Israel to discuss a separate peace agreement with Lebanon look to be aimed at ensuring that negotiators on all sides in this conflict make it to the negotiating table in Islamabad in the coming days. Fiona Mitchell, RTE News.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be speaking to our Washington correspondent, Jackie Fox. But first, let's go to the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Our deputy foreign editor, Edmund Heafy, joins me from there. And Edmund, yesterday was the bloodiest day of the war in Lebanon so far. Today, things do seem to be quieter in Beirut.
Yes, Tommy, the skies over Beirut have been eerily quiet today. Now, that's despite Israel issuing a raft of evacuation warnings for areas across the city. Now, those warnings came hours ago, but so far the strikes have not. Now, there's some solace in that, but only so much given the carnage of yesterday. Today is a national day of mourning in Lebanon, and the city is still reeling. Now, there may be an obvious explanation for the quiet here in Beirut. That statement from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirming that Israel is willing to engage in direct talks with Lebanon, particularly to discuss the disarmament of Hezbollah and the normalisation of relations with Lebanon. Now, that has been greeted positively by Lebanon's President Youssef Aoun. Now, that's welcome news for a few reasons. One, because it could end the bloodshed in Lebanon, but also could stop the wider US-Iran peace process from being derailed by the Lebanon issue. But there are also people here in Lebanon who will greet this news with mixed feelings, because it means that Lebanon's fate will be decided separately away from the main event in Islamabad this weekend and all of the diplomatic pressure that surrounds it.
And Jackie Fox in Washington, it is a fragile ceasefire, but are talks still expected to go ahead as planned in Pakistan this weekend?
Yes, Tommy, negotiations are still scheduled to take place. The stakes are high here. Already we have so much confusion and conflicting statement ahead of those talks in Islamabad this weekend, which will most likely be the first of a series of intensive negotiations during that 2-week window. Now, as you said, the situation is fragile. It is also very fast moving. All these developments really testing the White House and its ability to prop up that ceasefire between Washington and Tehran, especially when we have so many questions swirling about what exactly they have agreed to. Then you have the negotiations. So the US has claimed that it has carried out all of its military objectives in the region. But technically it is going into negotiations with the same demands as before the war, whereas Iran has new claims, and that's over the Strait of Hormuz. Now, it's likely Donald Trump does not want to go back into war because it took longer than imagined for him to get onto that off-ramp. So it's going to take a lot for him to get back off it again. That being said, there are around 50,000 US troops still stationed in the region, and Donald Trump said they are going nowhere anytime soon.
Jackie Fox in Washington and Edmund Tiffy in Beirut. Thank you both.